Welcome, everybody. Welcome to a channel update video. Wanted to take a few minutes just to kind of explain a couple things that have been going on, kind of a process, clarify a couple things, as well as kind of signal boost some announcements that have been made. So I have a lot of people asking, Kip, you react to a lot of stuff. You have 1.6K videos. Is it a thing? Can you request videos? Well, yes, dear viewer, yes, dear commenter. You absolutely can request videos. I try to read what comments I physically can on YouTube, but the official quote-unquote way is via the Discord server. I know that there's issues via the Discord server because Discord kind of pigeonholed the server as 18 plus, and on iOS devices specifically, you got to do a little bit of rigmarole and finagling to get it to work. So I know that's not necessarily the best option. But the Discord, in the Discord, there's a channel called Reaction Recommendations. That is kind of the de facto way. There are some things that I look at and don't feel would make good reactions, whether they're too long, whether it's a subject that doesn't interest me, whether it's a subject I don't feel I have ability to talk about. So it's just more of a recommendation. But that's a comment that I've gotten a lot, that I've been, asked a lot, and wanted to make sure to signal boost that. In tandem with that as well, I wanted to clarify, I did have to make an announcement fairly recently, yesterday, as of uploading this, that if it's a video that's over 20 minutes, I know a lot of people want me to see things, and I do make obvious exceptions. I do make exceptions for things like Mrs. Blue. I honestly really loved that. I've reacted to many Fat Electrician videos that are over an hour long. It's becoming very hard to fight uphill against the algorithm because, React content like Sniper Wolf is rewarded on the platform. And, I can tell once it hits over 45 minutes, and especially when it hits over an hour, the amount of people who actually click on a video is pretty small. So in terms of my own health and preserving my own health, because this has been a very big struggle the past couple of years, getting bedridden, getting some health issues that crop up because I'm sitting at my desk too long. If you're going to recommend videos, I please ask that you keep it under 20 minutes. I'm getting really overwhelmed. I try to vary what I do on this channel. The unfortunate fear that comes in doing what I do is that I don't want to just be a one-trick pony. I like reacting to a number of things. And obviously there are certain things that are just going to perform and certain things that aren't going to perform, right? Love doing horror content every now and again, but it really messes up the algorithm in a lot of ways. Sometimes I have a video that just doesn't work, right? That just doesn't do well, right? I really enjoyed That Electrician, Theme of Texas, HEB, the grocery store, right? Thought it was a great video. It kind of made a lot of things make a lot more sense. And clearly there's videos that, do well. I would argue the common thread is that they're generally about 20-minute videos, either in full duration or they started as a 20-minute video and there was additive content. There are parameters that just do better. And I want to make sure that, I'm being as receptive and responsive as I can. But at the same time, it's becoming really taxing to try to have to, one, fight uphill in the algorithm, two, feel like I'm expected to put out 2 hour long videos a day. And I look at other people. I look at, Smuggalana. I look at other React channels like Alicia, and there's something I'm missing here. So that kind of goes into a big stressor is time management. I'm working the best I can. Some weeks I will do that third upload just because, I want to see it from a metric standpoint, but I'm getting a little tired. Anything over 20 minutes is really a gamble for me now because I have 1.6K videos. I know there's plenty of long videos that people want me to see, and I do still make exceptions, but please, if you are recommending videos, please make sure that they're not over 20 minutes, right? Sure, fudge it a little bit, 25-ish, that's fine. But it is becoming a little bit of a hassle from both a metric standpoint and an expectation standpoint. The other thing I wanted to mention as well, and I kind of segued into this and segued back into the length thing, I try to vary what I do. How I'm doing it in Modernity is I'll go through an entire series. So, for example, we went through Soundsmith Weapon Stereotype series. Absolutely amazing series. Recommend you watch it if you haven't. I try to go through as many series as I physically can. So, for example, Northern's War Thunder series, we kind of went through in one shot. That way, if you are expecting something, you kind of have it there and then. It kind of plays well with the algorithm. Trying to make sure things like that are pretty seamless and pretty streamlined for you. So the problem that I run into is when I'm only expected to react to about 4 different people. I'm sure other React channels have their own thoughts on it. I'm pretty sure some don't really view it as an issue. If I react to somebody too much, I personally start to view it as an issue because, I kind of feel like I'm just grifting at that point, even though I'm transformative, right? So if I, react to TGS Anime's video, let's say I binged his entire series. Let's say I didn't have all the reactions I had, and I just binged TGS Anime's videos for like 2 weeks straight, or our Northern binge, right? Or my Soundsmith binge, right? I start to feel a little disingenuous, and I'm really kind of looking for feedback and kind of explaining my thought process on this because it's just not working. It's really not. I don't know if it's because I'm doing different thumbnails for some of these things, because I used to kind of like find a thumbnail from the video and craft them. Now I have a format where I'm literally referencing not only in the title, but I'm referencing in the thumbnail like the original video. And I think that might be scaring a lot of people away. I really don't know. I feel disingenuous trying to spin certain things as my own content because I'm really just reacting to a piece. I'm derivative for all intents and purposes, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I know I have it in me. I know I have the skill. I know I have the ability, but, it's kind of eluding me in regards to where I'm at in the algorithm. I also try to do other things as well. I do stream over on the Purple app. I do have other channels that are always linked in the description. However, none of them really seem to take off. And that's I don't get me wrong. I appreciate everyone who comes out, especially if you're lurking, whether you're lurking, whether you're, coming out to the Purple app and you're saying, "Hey Kip, I've been watching you for a while. I've been watching your Fat Electrician reactions and you've done a really good job on them. Thanks for being such a cool dude." Like, regardless, or you're, subscribed to Patreon, right? And you keep reminding me, "Kip, you need to take care of yourself," right? Like, regardless of whoever you are, wherever you are, your level of engagement, like, I do appreciate everyone who comes out and watches. I do have my points of contention in regards to, say, if someone just outright insults me, or somebody just saying Lamau, laziest form of content, watch something else for all intents and purposes. But I'm kind of in this weird, I'm trying to do as much as I can, and I'm trying to go above and beyond. I'm trying to vary what I do. That way I don't become a one-trick pony. And I think, unfortunately, TF2 might have really had a negative impact on the algorithm for me, because the expectation is going to be TF2 videos. And I love it. I'm still actively playing. I love it. And I thank everyone who's, just recommended me playing it. But I'm actively trying to do what I can to get as many React requests as I can, to get as many as I can. And some of them are getting really, really long. Like Emesis Blue was definitely an oddity, because that was like a 2-hour reaction. I guess I'm sorry for underperforming. I would love certain other things to happen, and really it comes down to a metric thing. Whatever YouTube did in the last month or so at this point, July 15th, it feels like the algorithm and metrics have changed a little bit. But then again, I always go through slumps every now and again. So at this point, just kind of wanted to provide everyone a little bit of a channel update, kind of a little rant and ramble in regards to like why I do certain things. Yes, there's a recommendations thing. Please limit your recommendations to no longer than 20 to 25 minutes, because it's getting really hard to keep up with some things. It's getting really, really hard to balance certain things, especially having to balance the Purple app, especially having to balance the gaming / VOD channel, especially feeling guilty because I want to do more edited work, but I physically just cannot get it going. I'm doing the best that I can, and I've tried varying in what capacities I can, from doing other channels and other activities to doing different reaction type videos, and I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. So wanted to kind of open everyone up to what's going on, what my thought process is, why I do certain things versus why I don't do certain things, and really just kind of go for feedback as well. So appreciate all of you. Appreciate everyone who sat here and watched me ramble for about 10 minutes. I felt I owed an explanation because I know there's a lot of people who request things, and I'm trying to get to as many as I can, but I feel my video output is insane compared to a lot of other React channels, and I feel like I'm struggling. I'm doing a lot really well in certain ways, but I'm struggling in others. I'm really trying to find a nice balance. But thank you, especially if you watched this far. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate your insights, and hopefully, wherever you're at, you have a good rest of your day.